Welcome back to UNX Fast Forward, your daily dose of everything ninja. I'm Ethan Swanson.
And I'm Chris DeGangi, and we are just coming off of our third open qualifier at alternate routes in Baltimore. We have 3 more men and 3 more women joining us for the major on November 2nd.
That's right. And on the men's side, taking first place, Joe Meissner, second place, Josiah Pipple, and third, Najee Richardson.
And on the women's side, we had Casey Rothschild in first, Alessandra Merto in second, and Mary Layton in third.
Yep, that's right. And today we're actually going to get to look inside the minds of some of those ninjas on our, look at what they thought about the courses, what they're thinking on certain obstacles. We're going to have Joe Meissner in here and Casey Rothschild. But first up, joining us right now, we have Joe Meissner. Joe, how's it going?
Joe!
Good. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Pretty good, man. Excited to have you in here. In a second, we're going to pull up your run and get your thoughts. But, I mean, you're the only finisher. An amazing performance, man. And you're going to the major.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited to be heading to the major. I still can't believe I was the only finisher. Just the course was so hard, and I still can't believe I finished it. I'm so happy.
Well, I know we can believe you finished it. You've been so strong for so many years, and I can't wait to jump into your run and kind of get your thoughts. So let's take a look at it.
All right, so here, I was going across the quad steps. The last 2 were on a mat. I didn't realize until I hit it, and they squished down a lot. And that really caught me off guard, but I'm glad I made it through that. So then going through this obstacle was pretty unique. The hooks didn't really hook all the way around. You had to really be careful to keep your body close to it to make sure it didn't slip out or anything. But although got through that. All right, now this obstacle, before I hit the course, I had an idea to clip one of the holds into my pocket to make it easier to move across. So I put one in, and I tried to clip that one to my pocket, and that ended up working out pretty good. I was able to unclip it, clip it back in. And now, all right, this next obstacle, for me, I was a little worried about it. We had one back in the practice area, but this was a little tricky because like one little mistake and it's hard to recover. But the first roll was the hardest, so I knew if I got the first roll, the second roll wouldn't be as bad. And then from there, you can just kind of jump. But I was really happy to make it through that obstacle. It gave me a really good confidence boost for the next obstacles. This one was pretty tricky. Honestly, just went as fast as I could, and then did that. That was rushing too much to get on the mat. But everything else, though, after that, it started feeling pretty good. There's a lot of upper body stuff. The wing nuts were pretty fun here. They felt really good. But yeah, everything here went according to plan. A lot of fun, just enjoying the course in general at this point. And then as around here, I started feeling a little winded because there wasn't much time on the course, so you do have to move pretty quick. So I was starting to feel a little winded here, but not too bad. But everything here went right according to my plan. I seemed to have a bad day staying on top of mats that day. Everything seemed to be sliding off for me. But right here, I was really starting to feel pretty tired, like winded-wise, because I didn't actually eat breakfast that day or lunch. I ran pretty late, so I was pretty tired, honestly, by this point. I needed a break. And this was fun going through here. I missed that. I don't know how the school didn't slide back down, but I was able to recover that. And now, got through all that. I was just feeling really, really winded right now. Starting to get really tired. Um, Moving on these last two obstacles, I was, I think, number 16 to run. So I only saw a handful of competitors make it to the back half right here, and no one got through it. So as you can hear, he said 4 minutes. I had 45 seconds left to try to finish. Um, but I knew you have to move quick here, or else it's gonna zap all your energy. And then right here, almost fell off and somehow just got on that rung. But right here, I was really starting to feel winded. I didn't have much more left in the tank. Put everything I had into this last hop. And then, yeah, couldn't really believe that I finished the course, but it ended up working out.
Worked out pretty good. I mean, it doesn't work out much better than that, but I mean, it was such an entertaining run to watch, and then you're the only finisher. But I want to ask you about those two starting pads that you knocked over. Did that get in your head at all when that happened?
I really honestly in my head, every time one would fall over, I was like, "Oh man, you're such an idiot! Like you should take it slow on the pads. Like don't." But it didn't really bother me mentally at all. I just knew I was being an idiot and just kept going.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got through. I mean, you finished the course. When you hit that buzzer, like you said, you were a little bit earlier in the run order. Did you think you would be the only finisher?
Honestly, I thought like the top three would probably be finishers. So I was thinking probably around 3 to 4 people would finish the course after I ran. But honestly, the last two obstacles were so tricky. I think like if they weren't so tricky, we definitely would have had like a good handful of finishers. But yeah, honestly, going through my head, I was hoping I made it fast enough to get in the top three to move on to the major.
Well, you did better than top three. You took top one. I mean, 5 seconds left. That was really special to watch. That was really cool. And we will see you at the major event in just a couple weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited for the major. I've been training a lot of endurance, a lot of like moving quick and trying not to get as tired. Because I know that was one of my weaknesses in the last competition there. So I've been working harder on that, working on my speed, and hopefully, hopefully I'll do all right in the major.
Yeah, well, I especially, I'm expecting big things, Joe. But you're super strong. You're so fun to watch, and I can't wait to see you back on November 2nd.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe, for joining us. We'll see you next time, man.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Meissner, what a beast. He's so strong.
Yeah, and I feel like every time we ask him about, hey, you took first place, he's like, I didn't think I was going to be first. I thought those guys would beat me or whatever. He's so humbled, and I don't think he even knows how good he is. I can't wait for the major.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Joe. He's been so strong for so long. He's a little bit younger, but he's got so much experience. He's been competing at a high level for a long time, and he just has so much strength that, like you said, I'm very excited to see what he's got.
Yeah, definitely a name we're going to hear a lot more of in the future. But another name that's been coming up in the ranks the last couple of years, Casey Rothschild, is also joining us.
Casey, how's it going?
Casey!
It's awesome. How's it going, guys?
It's good. Everything's really good. We're glad to have you in the studio and hear your thoughts on alternate routes and everything.
Yeah, good to be here. It was a really awesome competition. Glad I went out for it.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on taking first place. That was an awesome run.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. So yeah, we're gonna jump into your run. So give us your thoughts.
Yeah, so I remember being super nervous at the beginning here because the week before I had kicked out a quad step at the real life comp. So I was really nervous that if I tried 3-stepping, I was gonna knock it over. So I tried to take it slow at first, and then as soon as I got here, I was like, okay, I got to make up time, but also not knock the hooks off. There I go. I was really worried about this rock hold because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to hold that hook. But I made it through. It was a lot more comfortable once I was on there. I get on to the last one. Oh. Yeah, crossed over. Yeah, I remember asking people before the comp what they had done on those rock holds because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to be able to hook it in, but made it through. Felt really good. And the goal with this one was just to make it through as fast as possible. So I knew this was one of those obstacles that I could clear, but it was a matter of whether I was going to be able to make up the time on it or not. And it's a really different obstacle, clipping in holds, but I work in a ninja gym, so I'm so used to hanging at weird angles and clipping in different cannonballs and everything, so it wasn't too bad. Go back, want to make sure I made the dismount. Yeah. And then we get to the obstacle I was super nervous about. This cube. I remember we were all practicing this ahead of time because they gave us a cube to practice on in the warm-up area, which was awesome, but also made me a lot more nervous because I got to practice falling on it. So I was worried about losing focus. I think I was a little shaky at this point. When I get kind of hyped up for a comp, sometimes the nerves get to you, and with balance, that can be really tricky because you want to be really steady on those obstacles. Oh yeah, that was me hesitating on that last tip. And I remember being so pumped because there was like, cool, got it. One more obstacle in the way of getting to the upper body stuff. And I knew how to do it, but I saw so many women and men fall on this obstacle that it's always really tricky. And then, yeah, so as my heel was just on the edge of the mat, and I wasn't sure whether I got it or not, and they told me I cleared, and I was pumped. So I was going to go straight through this, and I was so excited to try the wing nuts, so I just wanted to clear through this as fast as possible to have time to do the wing nuts and to get to the devil steps, hopefully. There we go. Yeah. It's a really fun course. I remember they had a similar-ish wingnut obstacle at Vitality, but that one you could hold it front on. It was normal, so I hadn't gotten to try an obstacle like this with the wingnuts going up before. It's a little more challenging than the way we had it when I was on ANW 10 in Philadelphia, where it's just the normal wingnuts. So I think I was going for the side of it because I really wanted to make sure I cleared it, because at that point, I was the last runner of the day, so I knew exactly what I had to do to qualify, and I had to clear this obstacle, and that would hopefully put me in first. And I went straight to the double steps. I was feeling pretty pumpy at this point. Remember, I checked my time, I think, right there, and I was like, okay, if I get through this, that's goal for the day. That was my goal on this course, was to clear the double steps and then work from there. But ideally, making it this far in the course, so I was really pumped at this point. I think Morovsky or someone yelled out, just finish it up. And I was like, gotta get there as fast as possible to have time to try this next one. But my forearms were so pumped at this point. There we go. I was like, I gotta try it. I didn't exactly plan. Oh, yeah. Didn't plan this one out because I was thinking so much about the obstacles ahead of time, but felt good getting there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an awesome run. I mean, first place, nothing to
Pretty good.
be upset about. So absolutely unbelievable run. I mean, the one thing I want to ask, go back to is just that log dash. Such a close call, keeping your heel up. Take me through that.
Yeah, so I think I was really nervous because with any agility obstacle, no matter how much practice you have, you can always mess it up. So I was like, I just want to clear it. And with those nerves, I was like, oh, I think I like stepped a little off or something. So when my heel hit down, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I did it. So I waited that second, hearing that it was a clear. I was like, yes, now I can do the fun stuff.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about that too. You say the fun stuff. I mean, all the upper body type of obstacles. I mean, do you find that like that's where you excel when you get to upper body? I mean, is that your strong suit?
Yeah, definitely. I think because my background is in trapeze and circus, I feel so much more comfortable when I'm using my upper body on obstacles. So especially something like a wing nut. Always want to be cautious on it, but I feel way more comfortable swinging than stepping on spinning type obstacles.
Yeah, and so that first place run that puts you into our UNX major, which is on November 2nd. You're going to be out here. You know, any particular training you're going to be doing up until the major event?
I think I'm just going to be doing more course runs, hopefully. I think now that we're getting back into the competition season, I think doing those full course runs and building up my endurance. I think I was really happy about my run here, but trying to build up that upper body endurance so I can get even further into a course next time, hopefully.
Well, we can't wait to see you at the major. Coming off that first place to qualifier, I'm really excited to see what you do on November 2nd.
Awesome. Excited to compete there.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us, Casey, and we'll see you in a little bit.
See you, Casey.
Thank you. See ya.
Wow.
Well, I mean, she was the only competitor to get up to that inchworm, and just so impressive with that run.
Well, I mean, it's not only just to the inchworm, but I mean, that's so much further than every other woman competitor. I mean, she put so much separation between herself. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, how much of a difference it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know we saw in the log dash there was kind of a close call there, but I mean, she did attack it very confidently, and I think it's that confidence that kind of sets her apart as far as the women competitors.
I think it comes from confidence, coming from experience. She said it when you heard her talking about her course. Oh, it talked about vitality and real life, and then AW10 is that, I know she's, one of the newer competitors coming up through the ranks and proving that she deserves to be up there in the elite, but she competes so much and uses that in every next competition she's in.
Yeah, but she's definitely going to be one of the female competitors to watch out for in the UNX major.
For sure.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see what she brings.
And, talking about the major, we're getting ready for our 4th qualifier. It's going to be at Traverse Fitness, and it's going to be available this weekend, where we're going to find our last competitors going to that major on November 2nd.
Yeah, Traverse, Sean Bryan, Brian Kretsch putting that course together. Those guys are awesome course designers, and I can't wait to see what they have.
Yeah, and so tomorrow on UNX Fast Forward, we're actually going to take a look at the course and see what the course is going to be like, the athletes that are going to be competing. So join us tomorrow, and until then, we will see you next time. I'm Ethan Swanson.
And I'm Christy Ganji. See you next time on UNX Fast Forward.